But as I was saying, people, she's gone. She's estranged. And it's weird. They say estranged wife. Estranged. I'm going to tell y'all people right now. Marriage is honorable. It's a great thing if you got two people who are willing to work it out together. But I'm going to tell you something that Paul said in the New Testament. If you be loose from a wife, seek not a wife. And that goes vice versa. Don't look for it. And he also said, I wish that all men would be more like me. What do you mean? Single? Did that mean he's fornicating? No, he's a man of God. Doesn't mean he got girlfriends and boyfriends. I mean, girlfriends. Oh, well, in this day and age, girlfriends and boyfriends. Oh, Lord. But what he said, let thy father be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Now think about that word, rejoice with the wife of thy youth. God wants you to get married early. Rejoice with the wife of thy youth. And then he said, rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Then he say, watch out for strange women. So what's a strange woman to you? Anybody that's not your wife. What's a strange man? Anybody that's not your husband. You know such thing as girlfriends, boyfriends. They're just strange. If they're not willing to marry you, they may be trying to deceive you. How many times you heard little children be like, I love her. I remember my first love. I loved her to death. I thought for sure she was going to be my wife. I started having sex with her at about 13, 14 years old. Stayed with her from 14 to 18. 5-year relationship. I tried to stay faithful as I could. And now that I know now I was stupid because I didn't know the truth. I'm trying to stay faithful to somebody that ain't my wife. But it taught me that principle. And that's where people like, you cheated on me. That's what people get to, you cheated on. We've been together for 5 years and you cheated on. How can you cheat on somebody that's not yours? You cheated on me. And fornication is fornication. If you were sleeping with them, you was going against the will of God. So you got to tell your kids this early. You can't wait till they're 25 years old or 30. Most of the average kids start having interest in the opposite sex early. For women, even younger than boys, since women seem to mature faster than men. Now think about it. The warning is about strange women. Now I think I could go back to middle school and remember I was a greenhorn. And I remember when I first got into middle school and girls would just come up to me. I remember one chick just came up to me and just kissed me in the mouth. I'm like, what in the hell? Now, a God-fearing woman, I don't care if she was 10 years old, is not finna do that to you. A random stranger just walk up to them and kiss them. And I remember there was so many women, young. People act like kids don't know better. Man, the things I saw in middle school with kids, supposedly, having sex already. The youngest girl I know to have a kid was 11 years old. She got pregnant when she was like 10. And I'm like, how is that even possible? It was. You see, you got to teach your kids to refrain from sexual morality early. You got to teach them it's okay to not have friends, but it's also okay to have them. But just remember what a friend is not somebody you got to sleep with. A wife or a husband is somebody you can sleep with. You can't sleep with a friend as a Christian. Think about it. Girlfriend, boyfriend. Oh, that's my girlfriend and boyfriend. So that gives you the right to sleep with them in the eyes of the Lord? By no means. But think about this, though. A strange person could be anybody trying to turn your heart from God. Now think about it. Telling your kids, like somebody who want to have sex. We're gonna get married eventually. Let's just have sex now. That's what I thought. I thought for sure this woman that I broke my virginity to, I was gonna be with her for the rest of my life. That's why I did it. But look how foolish I was. I wasn't bound to her. I remember when we broke up. I was about 18 years old. I remember she was doing some kind of summer school thing at a college. And she was avoiding me. It'd be like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. Oh, we going to study groups. I'm like, I'm 14. I'm like young, like 17, 18 years old. No, 18 at the time. I'm like, a study group at 9:30 at night. That don't make sense. Something adding up. And I loved her. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. One thing I hate to do is share. I hate to share. Especially somebody who I think I love. Mm, you know what I'm saying? So I called it off. I was like, man, I remember I cried like a baby. But I feel it someone right. I didn't know. I didn't know at all. I didn't know that. I just had a feeling. I remember I broke up with her. And then I remember shortly after a car, random, because she stayed right down the street from me. A car started appearing all the time. And I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this person? And eventually I found out that she was seeing somebody else. And the thing is, I found out she was seeing somebody else for years. Mm. That she was having sex with other people before me. I was loyal to her. For real. As a kid, I was loyal, man. I was like, man, this is my woman. I'm married her. My mom was like, that's just puppy love, bro. I remember. But I remember when I found out she was cheating. I found out after the fact. It's like you never find out normally when you with somebody. You always find out after the fact. So I found out after the fact. I'm like, and then I remember I walking by the house one night, depressed, because my best friend stayed next door to her. And as I turned the corner, I see a car parked there. And I looked closely at the car. It was her driving somebody else's car, and the guy was there. And I remember I raised hell. I cussed him out. I remember my mama came out the door and was like, I told you it wasn't going to work. I was like, well, I'm thinking to myself, you knew this? You knew that your daughter was seeing somebody else? Mm-hmm. My first heartache was in high school, and I was never the same again. I thought for sure I was going to marry her. But I guess it wasn't meant. She's married now, got beautiful kids, nice family. Young, stupid, ignorant. And I've done the same thing. And you know, when that hurt me, I didn't care anymore. I started living for the world. I didn't trust no one. I didn't trust no woman, especially. You know, that tarnishment. And you need to tell your kids this now. Because that first heartbreak is going to make or break you. Or make or break them. You need to tell them about sexual immorality. Tell them the importance of getting with one person and marrying them and trying to work it and stick it out. One thing about it, you can't expect God to bless evil. Now think about what I'm saying. You can't expect God to bless unholy matrimony. I mean, you ain't even married at all. You know, I hear a lot of preachers like, pray for your relationships. God, like, why would God bless a relationship? I'm just being real. A relationship, a fornicative relationship. Why was he bless that? I mean, bless a marriage. But why was he bless fornication? Why was he bless sexual morality? God, why am I going through this? And the thing is, this day and age, marriage is like a thing of the past. Let's read this again. Let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let's keep going. Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant roe. Listen to what he says. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times. Oh, people don't like to hear about stuff like that in the Bible. And be thou ravished always with her love. Watch what he says. And why would thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger? Think about that, a stranger. When you go to the clubs or you go out and stuff, Houston, I used to do this. I can honestly say I rarely ever grabbed somebody at the club and slept with them the same night. But I'm not saying I haven't done it before, but I have. Not often when I was younger. I did. But just think about it. You meeting a random, so you don't know nothing about this person. Alcohol involved. You're in the heat of the moment, passionate. Then you wake up the next morning like, what in the world did I do? Women, men, you don't know nothing about this person. There's nothing wrong with, my mom used to always tell me something. Are y'all courting? I'm like, what the hell? I'm from the South. We don't say courting. Y'all courting. You courting. You courting her. Courting. Yeah. Are y'all talking to each other? Now, I believe it's okay for children to court. But let's think about what courting is. It's like getting to know someone. And you cannot get to know someone in a night. You can act out of a moment of lust in a night. Let's read this again. And why would thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger? Now think about that. You go to Walmart, you meet a girl, and you start talking to her. She's still a stranger to you. You don't know her. And at this day and age, if somebody over 20 something, or I'm just gonna be logical, they over age and most likely they got somebody else they're communicating with. And what you hear all the time when people meet people and they trying to get to know them. And now they got a hide phone call. Like, who is that? Well, they're just my friend. No, your friend. Oh, that don't mean nothing to me. And it don't. It really don't. What that mean? That's your friend. You understand? But we fooled ourselves. That's why he wants you to get you a wife young. Develop a personal relationship like they used to do back in the day. Rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Does that mean your marriage might not have problems? Does that mean you're going to know if your husband or your wife is going to cheat on you in the future? Let's put it this way. You're still in the safe zone. The marriage may not work. But in the eyes of the Lord, you're doing what's right for your salvation. You can't fornicate, right? I ain't saying just go out there to get married just to have sex, because that's what they do in Iraq. That's what they call prostitution. You can have a temporary marriage just to have sex with them, then marriage alone. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying get married. They say they cheat on you. That's their sin. Adultery, not yours. You're still lined up with the words of God. And that's how you need to teach your kids. You need to tell them the truth. It's going to really benefit them in the long run. I don't care what you say or what you think. It's going to help them out. Like my mom would tell me. I remember my mom at that time, she was like, I don't like that girl. Something about her. I'm like, Mom, I love her, Mom. Remember what I said. And I remember when I told her and I was crying, she was like, I told you I didn't like that woman. I had to learn for myself. She never told me the reason why, though. But my mom probably saw things that I didn't see. I wish she would have told me the truth, like the whole story. Like when you, as a parent, when you meet your child's friend, you might want to be very observant. I need you to tell them the law. What's the law? You can lay down the law to your children. Let me keep going because I'm just in deep thought today. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he pondereth all his goings. His own iniquity shall take the wicked himself, and he shall be holden with the cause of sins. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. Now listen to chapter 6. Check this out. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, check this out. If thou hast stricken thy hands with a stranger. Now think about what most friends do when they meet. What's going on, homie? You know all the stuff they do. Everybody do and stuff. But look what he said. He put them in the same category. My son, if thou be surety for thy friend, if thou hast stricken thy hand with a stranger, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth, thou art taken with the words of thy mouth. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself when thou art come into thy hand of thy friend. Go humble thyself and make sure thy friend. Give not sleep unto thy eyes, nor slumber to thine eyelids. Deliver thyself as a robe. Deliver thyself as a robe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler. But he's talking about a friend. He's talking about a stranger. Because a friend that's all a friend really is. You don't know them. Think about this. I be thinking some weird stuff. Like I be sitting at the house, I'm like, you really don't know what somebody else is doing or what somebody's life is. Nobody don't know mine for real. I don't know yours. And you meet people, you going off of what they say and how they present themselves there. Some people live double lives. They one person here, a different person there. What he said, deliver thyself as a roe from the hand of the hunter, and as a bird from the hand of the fowler. Deliver yourself from the hand of your friend? Your friend? Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? Wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Get a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So that poverty come as the one that trilleth of, and I want as an armed man. Now let's put it this way. Think about just praying and doing nothing. Lord, I need a job, doing nothing. Lord, I'm hungry, Lord. You gotta cook it. Fry them some food. Take the ants, they work. What are you saying? Work. Now watch this. A naughty person, a wicked man walketh with a froward mouth. Listen closely to what's saying here. He winketh with his eyes. You know how you talk to somebody. I told you. He speaketh with his feet. You know, you sitting down with somebody and they pointing, look over there with their feet. He teaches with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord. There shall fall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief. So God even judging your heart, your mind. A false witness that speaketh lies, a lying tongue, and a false witness speak. He put lies in there twice. And he that soweth discord among brethren. Can I say it, people? A shit stirrer. Don't get mad at me. My son, keep thy father's commandments, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thy heart, and tie them about thy rock, by thy neck, I mean. Now think about it. You can read your Proverbs to your children and teach them wisdom out the word. You ain't got to say it. You can give your examples. But this word right here, these wisdom books, I tell them how to maneuver through this world. What he said, when thou goest, it shall lead thee. What will? His words. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou wakest, it shall talk with thee. Now think about it, the Spirit, the Word of God. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs and instruction are the way of life, to keep thee from the evil woman. Here it is again. From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Solomon wrote this. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife. Now listen to this. Whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. I think about adultery. I know the Bible is like one side, it's talking about the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman. But I'm telling you about this. Same with a man. If a man cheats on his wife, listen to what he said. Men do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he found, he shall restore sevenfold, he shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh what? Understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of man. Therefore he would not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Let me pause and I will continue.